tanto jugando suelto como en competición. Tanto si se trata de un rápido 9 hoyos o de un gran 36. Tanto si juegas bajo presión o arrasando, siempre das lo mejor de ti. Nuevo Fuel de FootJoy.
Awesome. Welcome inside the Media Center here at the Palos Verdes Championship presented by Bank of America. We have Alissen Corpuz, a USC alum, and Lilia Vu, a UCLA alum, here with us today doing a little bit of a dual press conference. Lilia, we'll start with you. This is a venue you've won at before, that Northrop Grumman Regional Challenge back in college. What memories do you have of that win and this golf course?
I actually remember during that week, I shot over par in the first round, and I remember my coach telling me, like, there's girls that shot over par during the first round that ended up winning the tournament, so I just stayed steady. This course is pretty difficult, so I remember just fighting back, and I did pretty well on the weekend, yeah.
Alissen, I mean, again, a player that's played here quite a bit, just being right up the road at USC. What do you remember about this golf course, and did you kind of, playing back here, jog your memory a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the event that I actually played the most because I played as an individual my freshman year and then made the travel team the following years. And then we actually had Pac-12s out here as well 2 years ago. And it's just such a beautiful golf course, and I'm really excited for this week.
You two played against each other in college. Were there any times that you two played in the same group?
I don't remember playing with you.
I don't think we were ever paired together.
Yeah.
I think she was like maybe once.
Maybe once, but
yeah,
we did play together last
yeah.
week, so that was fun.
Awesome. And speaking of last week, I mean, it was a good week for you guys in LA. Obviously, the hometown vibes with the college connections. Alissen got your second top 20 in a row. I mean, how exciting was that? Following up that good performance in Hawaii.
Yeah, I mean, my game feels like it's in a great spot right now, and just was able to capitalize on that. And I'm really excited to just have the support out back at home and out here and at Wilshire.
And Lilia, second top 10 of the season. That had to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it felt pretty good. Pretty shaky the first 2 days, and then found my groove on the weekend and just started to have fun.
And, both of you guys are bringing a lot of confidence into this week at Palos Verdes and have kind of an advantage having played this golf course before since this is a new event on the schedule. What are some of the trickiest holes out here, do you think?
Ooh.
There's just a couple of tough, long par fours. I'd say number 5 is pretty tough. Alongside the hazard. 18, is playing pretty long, and then there's just a bunch of elevation changes, so just have to be mindful about clubbing.
Yeah, also the greens are pretty tricky, so you have to be in the right spot. Greens are not subtle, so you just want to be pretty mindful of your approach shot.
How much does I know I just love this word, the Kikuyu grass out there. Obviously playing at Wilshire last week, it's a little bit different of a setup. How do you kind of adapt your games to changing grasses?
I'm still trying to adapt to the Kikuyu. Honestly, I hit a couple approach shots from the fairway yesterday and I just got stuck. I tried it twice and I still happened, also to my playing partner who I was playing with. So we're still trying to figure it out. It just gets a little stuck.
Just try your best each week. But yeah, like Lilia said, it is a little different from last week. But, I mean, everything's really beautiful out there.
Awesome. Let's chat about, obviously the connections here. I mean, how good does it feel for both of you? Obviously, we played just last week at Wilshire, and I know you both had a lot of hometown support, but even more so at a college venue. How does that support feel? How does it feel to have that kind of while you're out there playing?
It feels really good. I mean, today in my pro-am, I had Bruins, and then I also had Trojans in my group, so it's really fun. It's just nice to be around a place that I know really well.
I only had Trojans in my group and a San Diego State alum. But yeah, it's just always kind of a nice surprise to walk up to your pro-am group and, get a fight on and just see, even kids out here, their parents are already impressing USC on them, and it's just so cute to see them all in their gear.
And Alissen, you're a rookie this season, and I know, Lilia, you've been out here before, but did graduate from the Epson Tour last year. Alissen, are you picking anybody's brains like Lilia that you've had experience with in the past as far as rookie life and what you need to know?
Yeah, Megan Kang is actually one of my close friends. I've known her since we were 8 years old, and watched her have a couple of really great years on tour, so she's really been great about letting me know what's up and helping me out.
And then, Lilia, how good does it feel to just be back out here and playing well? I mean, 2 top 10s in the last, 6 starts is pretty solid.
Yeah, it feels really different. I think when I was a rookie in 2019, I came in with a really different mindset, more of like every shot is life or death. I felt a lot of pressure coming in. And then going back to Epson, gaining confidence coming out of there, I just feel a lot freer on the LPGA Tour right now. I think that confidence that I built over the years really helped me.
Something we have a question over here.
Ladies, I just wanted to ask you both separately, talk about walking this course, what makes it difficult, and what holes present the biggest problems to you. Lilia, why don't you go first?
Trying to think. The nines are swapped from what I remember, but I think hole number 12, where it kind of goes, it's a dogleg right, and there's hazard on the right, and there's a street on the left. I think just off the tee, just struggling to find my aim with the winds. It's kind of crosswind on that hole too, just trying to end up in the fairway, kind of rolls to the right. And then a lot of what Alissen said, like the elevation changes are a lot of uphill holes, and then going down on that par 3, maybe like minus 20 on elevation. So a lot of elevation changes.
Alissen?
Yeah, just following what Lilia said. And it's just a hilly course, so just walking stamina-wise, it's going to be a long week, but we're excited. Yeah, so 13 is a really downhill par 3, and then 7 is just a par 5, just straight uphill. And then, what's another hole? Number 4, just that dogleg left down the hill, just really getting the slopes, and also just knowing that your ball's not going to be in a flat spot. So just being able to take a good swing and commit to that.
And I wanted to ask you both about this course hosting an LPGA event for the first time, and just your general thoughts on that.
I mean, they've hosted the Northrop Grumman college event, so it's not too different from, I guess, the LPGA. There's grandstands set up, but I feel like this is like home to me, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's a great venue for the LPGA. I'm really excited to get out there this week.
And speaking of that, I mean, we're kind of playing. I mean, it's only 62.58 out there on the white line yardage right now. It's playing kind of like, I mean, college conditions. Do you think that gives you an advantage?
I think it's playing pretty decently long with the wind. But I always think just, knowing a course is always a slight advantage, especially because it is the first time that the LPGA is out here. There's a couple of girls that have played the college event, but for the most part, it is a new course.
Yeah, I think with the elevation change, 65, right?
62.58. So
62.58.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think this is a pretty hefty course because you're hitting up into the hill. You don't get a lot of rollout. It's softer in the fairways, but the greens are starting to firm up a bit. So that's going to be the biggest challenge, I think, for the rest of the competitors.
It's the kind of the biggest difference. I mean, there's a lot of differences between Wilshire and here, but especially with how firm and fast Wilshire can be. I mean, here it's like you said, it's soft, it's uphill, it's kind of undulated. I mean, what do you do to adjust? That's kind of a hard thing to do to get yourself in a mindset to play this kind of golf course.
I think for me, it's going to be learning as I go, just see how the conditions are, because a lot can change in the couple hours. Like today was playing a little softer than yesterday for some reason, and then I'm pretty sure they're going to speed it up by tomorrow. So I'm just anticipating for that.
Yeah, adding on to what Lilia said, just kind of trying to figure out what to expect for the week and trying to practice a little more there. Like these greens, I think, are a little more undulated and obviously like a lot less flat lies out there. But yeah, just trying to go out and hit some good shots.
I believe we have a question from our Zoom. Alexander Toth, if you could unmute your mic.
Hi, ladies. Hopefully you're well today, and you had a great practice round. My first question is for Alissen. You touched on the course setup and playing here a lot in the past with your collegiate career. Do you find that it's really playing different? Is there anything in particular, whether it's green speeds, anything compared to what you've seen before in the past?
Yeah, well, the last time I was out here was for Pac-12s, which was a little under 2 years ago. So I think they've made a couple of changes throughout the course, just kind of flattening out some of the greens and actually opening up a bunch of like roll-off areas around the greens. But the course is in great shape. And the fairways actually seem a little softer, so the ball's just not rolling out as much, and the wind's just a little different from the college event because that's typically held in the end of February. But overall, I think the yardages are pretty similar. And yeah, I mean, obviously the greens are a little faster and firmer.
And I was going to follow that up with a question for Lilia as well. You mentioned that, maybe tomorrow the green speeds will be up a little bit. They'll speed them up overnight. Compared to what you've experienced in the past at that golf course, how are they rolling?
They're rolling pretty well, definitely less bumpy than how I remember it in 2018, faster and firmer. So yeah, it's in good condition, honestly.
And Lilia, I mean, you had, 3 wins, I think, last year on the Epson Tour. Has anything changed with your preparation as you went from Epson to Kirtley? Is there anything that you really focused on more than one thing? It's like, say, short game over striking or anything of that nature?
I mean, honestly, I'm trying to get better in every part of my game, but it worked last year for me, the same mindset I have now. So I'm just keeping it the same and just trying to have fun out there.
Excellent. Thank you so much, ladies, and have a great week out there.
Thank you.
And I'll have one more, and then we'll wrap it up here. New event, new venue, new sponsorship too, with Bank of America being the presenting sponsor. What are you all looking forward to most this week out here at Palos Verdes?
I'm most looking forward to all the spectators and volunteers coming out. I think there's going to be a lot of kids coming out to watch because even at the Northrop Grumman, we got a lot of spectators. So I'm excited to see everyone come out and watch us.
Yeah, same to echo that. Just really seeing all the support out here. It's so great to have fans back. Hawaii didn't have too many, but Wilshire last week had quite a bit of a turnout. So it's just really exciting to see people, enjoying golf, coming out and bringing their kids, having a good time out here.
Awesome. Thank you both.
Yeah, thank you.
El nuevo Pro SL no tiene clavos, pero tiene un agarre increíble. Con una plancha de carbono adicional para optimizar el retorno de energía y un nuevo y moderno diseño, el zapato original de máximo rendimiento sin clavos tiene algunas ventajas importantes.